Chris Lynch and Canterbury Mornings. Entertaining, informing and fighting for Canterbury. Weekday mornings on News Talk ZB.
Well, it's always nice to acknowledge the positive things happening around our city, and there are a lot of positive things happening. And the man who has a constant smile on his face is Rebuild Christchurch's Deon Swiggs, who joins me live in the studio. G'day, Deon, how are you?
G'day, Chris, I'm well. How are you?
Very good to see you. Let's start with a 10-metre high climbing tower. What is this about? This sounds exciting. This is part of what, Deon?
So this is about the playground that's going to be where the old swimming pool complex was. This is in the green frame.
This is that controversial playground, the Margaret Mahey one. But you were saying to me off air, though, you're getting a lot of interest in this, a lot of traffic on the Rebuild website. Yeah,
we put an update, Sarah sent us an update, we put that on with a whole lot of photos as well on Rebuild Christchurch, and actually it's been incredibly positive, the feedback. There's been a bit of controversy around this, but look, most people are saying, look, we just want to get something happening, and this is really cool, and I actually liken it to the skate park, and if you look at the skate park, I drive there every day when I go to the office, there's always people there, a lot of people. This is going to be another place where the kids can go and or families can go, and it's in the green frame near the residential area. So I think this is really cool. And so what's happened is that they've confirmed a supplier for all the little bits and bobs that are going to be there, all the little cool things. I actually showed a picture. I'll show this up to the people who are going to look on this video. And it's a really, really cool sort of rendering there, and you can actually have a look at that on the Rebuild Christchurch website as well.
It does look cool, but still controversial, but we'll leave it at that. Now, you were saying to me as well, the calibre of submissions for the design of the Canterbury Earthquake Memorial have been rather outstanding.
Yeah, so the people have been. This is a really, really lovely what the government are doing here. So people have been able to submit their own ideas about what they want on the memorial site. There's been a number of ideas, and from what the government have been telling us, there's some really good ones. So what they're now doing is they're going to be shortlisting those submissions, and then they'll come back to the public for consultation on those submissions that have been brought in from the people. So we will get a memorial site that is designed for the people, by the people, so to speak. So I think this is, there's 339 submissions, so I think from 37 countries. A lot of interest in this.
Do we know when submissions will close, or when we might see what the sort of design is, Deon?
So I think the next stage starts next month, so we'll start to hear some more updates around this by the end of next month, by the sounds of it.
Now, the last screws in the Knox Church were inserted yesterday. Tell us about that, because it's looking amazing, isn't it? That's a success story, isn't it?
It's great. I mean, that's one of I remember actually after the earthquakes doing a small documentary and actually talking about the church, and actually across the road we had the new rebuilt buildings, which were ones that were consented after the September earthquake, and just the significance of that area of the city. And now the Knox Church has had a $5.5 million upgrade. They're looking to launch or sort of reopen at the end of November. This is really good. We've seen a lot of progress. It's a high-profile site, and there's actually a lot of activity happening at that end of Victoria Street. So I think this is all really coming together, and you can actually see how the new can work with the old. The structure of that building was absolutely fantastic. You can see the brand new construction that's under construction, all the bars and restaurants that are around that. So, I mean, this is, if you go to that area of town, it's a real symbolic area of how the rebuild can actually go and what we're going to get.
There is some other good news that came out, I think, late last week, Deon. The Christchurch City Council is committing more than $40 million to fast-track some repairs in what they call priority community projects. What is that exactly about, though?
So the council have identified some of the key projects, and I've got a list of them here that that we can actually talk about, or I'll put up on the website that you can actually see. There's 40 projects, and so some of the things that they're looking at there are say Port Levy Pool, New Brighton Library, the QE2 Groundsman workshops. Some of the things I'm just reading off: the Bishopdale Community Centre Library, the Sumner Community Centre and Library. Those kind of things that are sort of integral to sort of making community spaces, and so the council's really working in these priority projects to get community facilities back up and running, so there's a sense of community, places where people sort of congregate to be able to have essential services like the council offers actually happening. So they've now actually prioritised those as one, and now they're actually going to be getting on and doing that, and they've put an extra $40 million so that can actually be fast-tracked. This is really good, and there's actually a quarter of that, or just over a quarter of that money is actually on heritage buildings as well. So, and then another $5 million on top of that's for the legacy project in New Brighton, which was announced at the council of the whole last week. So as a whole, there's a lot of good things happening there from the council, and they're really getting some progress happening in these things. And I think, we're starting to get the underground infrastructure starting to sort of be done. We're going to see a lot of the above the ground infrastructure, such as these services and facilities, going to start ramping up very quickly.
Now, over the last 2 months, the new Ferrymead Bridge concrete road decks have been laid on top of 26 main beams. It's due to open in April next year.
Yes.
A lot of people actually showing a lot of interest in this, Dan. I suppose because it's such a main road.
It is.
It's funny, isn't it?
It is. It's the only road that you can go down to get to Sumner, and for a lot of people, it's a road that people you use a lot, and it's like the South New Brighton Bridge as well. I mean, a lot of people have come back and emailed us when we put this story on Rebuild Christchurch and said 4 years for a bridge? Come on, and then we've actually had some other people commenting who are actually working on that bridge and, the geotechnical requirements and other things, the underground infrastructure. So, I mean, I'm not going to get into the argument of how long it should take or what it won't take,
but at least it's getting done.
It's going to be open in April next year. If you go to Rebuild Christchurch, it's actually one of the popular articles there. You can actually see a timeline of what's going to be happening and how it is. In January, the permanent road will be done, the actual roading will be done, and then on April it's going to be open, and then by July it's expected to be completely complete with all the landscaping and stuff. So, look, things are happening. It's going to get done. We're done.
And just finally, I'm not sure, I saw a beautiful new structure going up. I'm not sure if beautiful is the right word. I think everything's beautiful when I see a new structure. On Hereford Street, closest to Colombo Street, there's a new frame going up. Is that part of the retail precinct? Do you know that one?
Hereford
Street, closest to Colombo Street, near Anthony Goff's precinct. Look, another building going up, looking great.
I'm not sure. I mean, there's so many buildings going up in that area, I can't remember.
Isn't it good,
It's good. And you're starting to see, even actually, one of the things I noticed when I was driving down Durham Street, if you look at the Justice and Emergency Precinct area, they've actually got their offices that have been built above the above the road. Above the walkway. That's actually quite impressive, and I think that's really cool.
Well, it just means a great signal of progress in the city, and we need that even for our own mental health, don't we?
I mean, one of the other things, I'm going to put this on Rebuild Christchurch as well, is there's a progress map, and there is one from the CCDU that they have of all the buildings. I'll just, if you actually, for the video's purposes, you can actually see how many there are on this A3 piece of paper. I think there's about 140 just on this piece of paper here. There's a lot of things happening in the central city, and there's also a lot of things happening outside the central city. So, I mean, when I wrote the article about 4 years on, I reflected on what's going on, and it's an article that's been read nearly 20,000 times by 20,000 people, I should say. And a lot of comments are going, there is a lot of happening, and what I did is actually reflected on what, people are suffering, and the story that you had on before about the poverty, the working poor, and all that kind of stuff. That is happening in our city. We do need to acknowledge those kind of things that do happen, and we need to make sure their social services are up to play, along with the rebuild of all these other services.
So they're not left behind.
So they're not left, because I want people to be able to enjoy the rebuild. The thing is, with recovery, we're at 4 years now. Recovery should be enjoyed by everybody, not just the people that can be in it, but we need everybody to enjoy the recovery, because it is a good thing. We've gone through hell on earth. We should all be enjoying it.